my slips, my falls, my trials and tribulations, my heart, my balls, my somebody stop, somebody come and get me. Little did I know that the Lord was riding with me. The dark, the light, my heart, the fight, the wrong, the right is gone.
Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube family? This is Samuel Legger here, back here again for another anime review. So, this series, I think it's close to 25 or 26 episodes. From my understanding, the light novels of this show, or this series, is still ongoing. I'm talking about Toradora. Toradora, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It came out in 2008. And I had seen different clips from it, but I was kind of put off because I was kind of like, this little girl is mixing with these older kids that look like they're in high school. Like, what is this? I immediately, in my head was like, yo, this is some, I don't know, pedophilic situation going on, or like worse. And I come to find out that Taiga, who is one of the most hilariously multi-layered characters I've seen in anime in a long time, and Ryogi, who is basically got this stone cold eyes, but is probably one of the most sensitive, nicest, and like cleanly male characters that I've probably seen in any anime. And it totally it faked out my perception of what I thought it was going to be, and this ended up being, I would want to say, this is one of the funniest and most multi-layered, dramatic shows that I've seen in a long time. And the thing is that normally, when I get like one season out of something, I'm kind of like, dang, like, I don't know, I want more. I feel like there's a lot that's kind of left out there. When this ended, to be honest with you, I was like, this is the first time that I was like, bro, like, they went hard all 25, 26 episodes. They didn't hold anything back. There's nothing more progressively to tell with these characters that I didn't already meet, didn't already see, didn't already get and gravitate towards every single one of the characters. And the thing is, not a lot of characters get a lot of face time. The main primary characters are Ryogi and Taiga. And honestly, Ryogi probably gets the most screen time, even more so than Taiga, because there's moments that you really don't get with Taiga and her family. There's a lot of exposition about who her family is. You get to see her dad. You get to see a moment of her mom. But outside of that, you don't really know her upbringing. You don't really get the understanding, like, why she's so, hands-on, physical. Like, who taught her how to fight? Like, how does she know how to handle herself? But yet, at the same time, she's very clumsy. She's very, unsure of herself. But then one of the most selfless characters that I've ever seen. And the funny thing is, Ryogi, like, low-key, like, he is just a great person in all ways that I can look at it. I mean, if I look at just, his relationship with his mom, and I apologize, I'm going to get most of these character names wrong. I'm going to be having them up while I'm talking, but Yasuko, his mom, I don't really know a lot about her. I do know some, like towards around like episode 24, 25, you get a little bit of understanding of, her backdrop. And you get also understanding of like their family dynamics to the further and further things go. But specifically with her, like, it's kind of like she parties all night, she stays at home, and he cooks her food, and he takes care of her. Like, he really is her active adult, and you question, like, how did she raise him? But obviously she raised him well, because he's able to take care of himself, he's able to, do everything he's supposed to do, he's got this sense of responsibility about him, he's very particular about, stains and mold and cleanliness, and it just bugs him, but it also rejuvenates him to be able to clean and to help and to do these different kind of things. And it's just a fascinating character dynamic, because it's this weird paradigm shift. Normally this would be something that the maternal side would do, but then when you get the gravitas about what happened with her and her circumstance, I was just like, bro. And then, oh my gosh, this parrot. there's a parrot in this anime. This is the funniest character. Like the parrot, like low key, like understands everything that's going on. Like he or she reacts in ways that every single time I'm sitting there just listening in, like, what is this parrot about to say? And it's so funny. This show is so funny. Like from the moment that Taiga and Ryogi the dragon actually meet in the very first episode, bruh, like their introduction to each other is the funniest things. And it's like she doesn't let up. There's never a moment that she doesn't like antagonize him. She calls him a dog. She's abusive to him. She's verbally abusive to him. She's physically abusive to him. And he just kind of just like takes it, you know? And honestly, like this dude is so much bigger than her. Like, to be honest with you, when I think about it, the whole entire series, he never put hands on nobody. He didn't put hands on nobody. He talked about it. There was a couple different moments that, you know, he talked about, like, put some hands on people. Matter of fact, one of his close best friends, what's the man's name? I'm going to get his name wrong. I apologize. Yusaku Kitamura, who is the vice president of the high school, who's very popular. But another character, like I'm saying, like, there's a lot that you don't know about his upbringing. You get certain handles about, you know, his family dynamics and stuff that happens, but the whole entire time you're questioning, like, okay, obviously Taiga really likes him, you know, but why? How did it come to this situation? And then you start to unravel some layers, and I'm like, dang, what is going on with him? To the point that then you start to understand, like, where he is in life right now, what his perception of Taiga is, how he really feels about his relationship with his best friend, Ryogi. And it's weird because everybody looks at Ryogi with the perception that he is this delinquent, like he is this bad mouth dude, but really Taiga is that. But yet, Kitamura doesn't look at anybody like that. And it's kind of like, what does that say about him? You know what I mean? And then later on, you get to understand that he has this, you know, old friend who was in the modeling business named Amy. I think I'm gonna get her name wrong. I apologize. Kawashima. She is a very multi-layered character as well, because with her, like, she very much so is fake, I guess the best way to put it. And like the first introduction of her character at the diner with Ryogi and Taiga already just was really just lusting over your boy, not Ryogi, but her real crush. And like, you know, he left Taiga and her together, and like I was like, what is he doing? Like I was really trying to understand, and then I was saying, like, she just is this foul mouth and mean and a bully, and I was kind of just like, what in the world kind of character is she? And it was just funny because when I was watching it, I was like, yeah, she's a one and done. We're not gonna see her character anymore. But then I realized, whoa, the introduction, like that is her character. And so you get the understanding that there's more layers to her character. And honestly, all her layers don't get pulled out. Like, in all honesty, like there's different parts of her character. You get an understanding of her relationship feelings towards everybody in general. And I don't want to spoil it because some of you guys haven't seen it. But there's still a lot to unpack. And honestly, if they wanted to do like a college days version of Toradora, I'd be down, bro. Like, for real, because the way that the writer was able to kind of just flush out all these characters without telling specific details or like over-exhausting character flow, you know, this is only one season. And like, I was kind of just like, and this is the other thing, and I haven't even mentioned this character because this character, low-key, is one of the most bubbly, weird, and secretive characters probably I've seen in a long time, and that is Ryogi's crush, which is Minori. Minori is basically a softball playing, upbeat, bubbly, weird best friend of Taiga. But Ryogi has a really strong feeling about her. He's in love with her. And it's kind of like that's how Taiga and him go and interact because, you know, she's trying to get with his best friend. He's trying to help her get with her best friend, you know, or opposite that. She's trying to help him get with her best friend. He's trying to help her get with his best friend. And it's kind of just like the way that Minori's character, you know, kind of like by the end of it goes, like I was like, bruh, who are you? Like I know that Taiga has said to him at one point in the series when like he questioned like why does she have so many different jobs, and like he was just legit questioning it, and like he went on these kind of like assumptions, and Taiga was like, bruh, don't assume anything, you know, like you're wrong for assuming that, and he was. By the time I got done with the series, I was like, yeah, you shouldn't assume nothing because. And then the other thing is, another character legit kind of was like really got her, and that was Kiwashima. Kiwashima, she was kept to everybody. Every single character, she knew what was going on. The only person that really didn't, in my opinion, honestly, didn't take into consideration everybody's feelings, low-key was Ryogi. And it's sad because he's still the nicest character. Like, it's not like he's a bad person. He just was oblivious to the way that people look at him and really truly perceive him. And by the end of it, like, he comes into his own. He gets his understanding, his self-actualization about his real, true feelings about everyone and everything. And as well as things start to get unraveled to him, long after he makes his decision on which way he was going to go. That's why I felt like this is a plot and a character study is very fascinating, because if you look at it from the point of view from Taiga, like Taiga might be one of the most selfless people I've ever seen in an anime, like for real. Like, and it's weird because she was the jerk. Like, I was kind of just like, but I ain't gonna lie to you, that Christmas, when she got back home to the Christmas party, right? And like whatever happened, I'm not gonna spoil it. But when she went outside, I was so emotional, bro. Like it was that moment and the swimming pool moment. I was just like, yeah, she's that character. Like, she really is. But then Minori, by the end of the season, I was just like, what? There's a scene where she's running through the school. And I'm not going to say with who, because I think that's a really heavy spoiler. But when she's running through the school and she's starting to yell out and call out like everything that is on the inside of her and where she feels, where she's at, like, by the time she got done running, my heart just like broke for her character, man. It really did. And then it was worse because if I really thought about it, some people took some L's, bro. Like, emotionally. Like, some people took some straight up L's. And it's like, I don't know. And it's weird because the thing, like, the joint is so funny though. Like, everything that would happen, whether it be like your boy Ryogi going to her house for the very first time, and just like the whole apartment is just trash at Tiger's apartment, and like he just was like, I gotta clean it, I gotta do it, and then he just proceeds to go and take care of this girl, and like it's just so weird, bro. And then some of the characters, like your boy, what's his name? I keep on forgetting his name. But the best friend, Toradora, he like finds ways of just being so weird and sneaky. Like, he just kind of comes out of nowhere, and I'm just like, bro, what's up with you, dog? And it's like, it's so hilarious, bro. Like, the comedy in this, the comedy timing. I'm just like, bro, like some animes that are out right now ain't on this level. Like, this might go down for real as being one of my favorite animes. I didn't think it. I never thought, I was like, I looked at, like I said, I've recently looked at some really good animes that I would never have tried before, and like more and more, like I'm being more and more impressed. And it's actually pushing me to look at and read more manga, which is even more fascinating. But bro, like you owe it to yourself to go and check out Toradora. Like you really will fall in love with, if not but for the comedy, the many interesting moments of action and violence. There's one scene that, when was it? I don't want to spoil it. I'm not even going to spoil it. You can probably find the scene on YouTube, but bruh, when Tiger gets in this one fight, bruh, like, bruh, it was, when I say it was a fight, that joint was a fight. Like, no holds bar kind of fight. And I was like, dang, yo, Tiger is the GOAT. But then I haven't even talked about the heartbreaking parts. I mean, I've talked about some heartbreaking moments with different characters, but bruh, like, towards the back half of the season, man, bruh, my heart, bro. Yeah, it was just some emotional moments. And they were all very, very sad and real and visceral, and it's like, I don't know, I don't think I was prepared for it. And that's the thing, like I've talked about the humor, I've talked about the action, I've talked about like how this anime is ahead of its time. The animation, the actual artwork animation is actually really good. Some of the eyes kind of throw me sometimes, just the positioning of the eye movements and just the placement of where the characters are. But then when I look at the manga, like, manga don't look better than, normally the manga looks better than the anime. This is an exception. The anime looks better than manga to me. Like, that's just my personal opinion. I apologize if some of you guys get offended by that. But bro, like, no, like, so serious. And then there's some romantic moments. Like, there's low-key there's a couple different romantic moments that I was just like, I was caught off guard. And this is the thing about these romantic moments. This show has zero nudity, really doesn't have that much fan service, but from the outward's perspective, you would assume that it would. But it's got some of the most wholesome, you know, romantic lines of dialogue and moments that I've seen in a long time. Normally there'd be like fan service here, fan service there, and you just kind of like gotta cover up. If it wasn't for some of the language and the violence, I wouldn't have a problem with my son being like 12 years old and me being able to show it to him. I really wouldn't, because it's no fan service. There's no nudity. There's none of that. And then when the emotional moments happen, when the actual like physical emotional moments happen as well, bro, like they take so much care with them. Like there's one kiss, I'm not gonna say by who to who, but when it happens, bro, like that might be one of the most sweetest, most romantic things I've seen in an anime in a long time. Like no cap, no lie. Yeah, I just had to go and give you guys my review on Toradora. Hope you guys did enjoy it, and yeah, I'm gonna go. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Talk to you guys later. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell button, and if you want me to do more anime or manga reviews or discussions, let me know in the comment section below. I might try it. Alright, peace guys.